We're going to talk about the 5 best nonverbal job interview tips. Studies have suggested that things such as your facial expression, gestures, postures can play a very important role in a competitive job interview, especially when this is the very first time that interviewer has ever laid eyes on you. They don't know you from Adam or Eve. So everything that you do or say, they're looking at and watching. Trust me, they're doing that. So impressing the interviewer with your demeanor, body language can go a long ways in you being awarded that job. Through experiences and research, here are my top 5 nonverbal job interview tips that can help you land that next job. Okay, let's jump right into it. But first, make sure you hit the subscribe button below and also click on the thumbs up button. And don't forget to leave a comment saying, I subscribe. Tip number 1, give the perfect handshake. I believe in allowing the interviewer to initiate the handshake and match their grip with a smile and make sure you repeat their name. Just grip their hand, match their grip, and smile and repeat their name. Too firm of a handshake, it can come off like you're too dominant. I mean, you're about to break off that person's hand. No, 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 no. Or even too weak of a handshake, come off like you're insecure and not confident. In the pre-pandemic era, handshakes are common or were common in an interview session. However, in this post-pandemic era, the interview may just want to greet you with a fist pump or forgo the handshake procedure altogether. So just be ready and follow their lead. Tip number 2, have a pleasing posture. The natural thing for people to do is to slouch down in the chair, or even fold their arms. This makes the interview feel like you are uncomfortable or being defensive. And it makes yourself smaller when you slouch down. Otherwise, open up your body, lean slightly forward from the waist. Don't cross your legs or fold your arms, because this gives the interviewer an impression that you are not interested. So don't do that. Tip number 3, stay calm and relaxed. If you are moving around a lot in your chair, touching your eyes, ears, nose, hair, or whatever, this will make you appear anxious and nervous. I can remember we did a student interview session, and this one particular student was very intelligent, but she was twirling her curls. And we thought that was kind of weird. So the panel, and it made the panel interviewers a little irritant with her by doing that. So things, if you got a bad habit, try to prevent it in this interview session, because the interviewer will have less confidence in you and possibly have reasons to second guess whether they select you or not. Before attending the interview, I want you to practice in your mirror at home, having a calm and engaging demeanor. No sudden dropping of the head or looking out into space. None of that. Just stay calm, stay engaged, and stay focused. Tip number 4, make sure your eye contact is right, because I can guarantee you that interviewer is going to be watching to see if you give the proper eye contact. By looking into the interviewer's eyes, you are inserting confidence and credibility with that person. Also, you're establishing a connection with them by doing so. However, don't stare them down, but rather just take your time and just subtly look into their eyes. Avoid looking down or staring away for long periods of time, because that could seem kind of disinteresting to that interviewer, and they may take that as a negative. For panel interviews, make sure you look at everyone in the panel. Just kind of go across slowly, just slowly glance at each one of them. But I want you to stay focused on whoever's asking a question. Keep your attention on that person. Tip number 5, using the correct hand gestures. Keep your hands steady with the palms possibly upwards on the desk or in your lap, or you possibly could keep them downward if you feel more comfortable with that on the desk or on your lap. All of this signals that you are being honest and trustworthy with that interviewer. Avoid balled up fist or pointing a finger at the interviewer, because the interviewer may perceive that as being controlling and menacing to them. So don't do that. Please stay away from that. If you're trying to make a point with that interviewer, you may want to touch your tip of your fingers, but don't just pound them together. Just touch your fingers lightly and make a point with that interviewer. This signifies that you are self-assurance in what you're saying to them. But don't grab your hand, don't clasp your hands together, because this is an indication that you are anxious and possibly nervous about something. So please avoid this by clasping your hands. Don't do that. Now, I hope these 5 best nonverbal interview tips are going to be very useful to you and lead to you getting that next job. That's the whole goal. Now, all you have to worry about is what you are going to say. Look up my tutorials on interview questions that interviewers ask, and also answers that you may want to give interviewers in the interview process. All right, everybody, I wish you the best. Stay blessed.